9. It's 1974. Deep in the jungles of the Philippines, a soldier is loading his rifle. He hasn't seen a newspaper in years. He hasn't spoken to his family in decades. He doesn't know that the war ended 29 years ago. And if you try to tell him that, he will shoot you. 1944, a young intelligence officer named Hiroo Onoda was sent to Lubang Island in the Philippines. His orders were simple: never surrender, fight until the last man, and never, under any circumstances, abandon your mission. He took those words seriously, more seriously than anyone could have imagined. Then, August 1945 arrived. Japan surrendered. The most destructive war in human history was finally over. Soldiers all over the world laid down their weapons and went home. But on Lubang Island, no one came for Onoda. And when planes dropped leaflets saying the war is over, come out, he thought it was enemy propaganda, a trick, a lie designed to pull him out into the open. So he stayed. Onoda wasn't alone at first. 3 other soldiers stayed with him. They ate coconuts, stole rice from local farmers, and ambushed Filipino soldiers they believed were enemy combatants. To them, the resistance was real. The mission was real. The war was real. But one by one, the others disappeared. 1 surrendered. 2 were killed. And then there was only Onoda, alone in the jungle, for decades. While he hid in the trees, Japan rebuilt itself from rubble into one of the world's richest nations. The Beatles happened. The moon landing happened. Vietnam started and ended. The entire world transformed beyond recognition. He knew none of it. He only knew his orders. Search parties went in to find him. His own family recorded voice messages begging him to come home. Letters with family photographs were dropped from airplanes directly over his hiding spot. He thought every single thing was a trick, because that's what a good soldier does. He doesn't fall for the enemy's lies. He stays sharp. He stays loyal. And so, he kept fighting. In 1974, a young Japanese adventurer named Norio Suzuki decided he wanted to find 3 things before he died: a giant panda, the abominable snowman, and Hiroo Onoda, in that order. He found Onoda first. Suzuki talked to him for days, but Onoda had one condition. He looked the young man straight in the eyes and said, "I will only surrender if my commanding officer personally orders me to. Those were my orders. I follow orders." So Japan did the impossible. They flew in Major Yoshimi Taniguchi, now a 77-year-old bookseller living a quiet retirement. He put on his old uniform one last time. He walked into that jungle and he stood in front of the soldier who had been waiting faithfully for nearly 3 decades. He looked Onoda in the eyes and said, "The war is over. You are relieved of duty." Onoda wept. He laid down his rifle, still in perfect working condition, and surrendered. He was 52 years old. Japan welcomed him as a hero, but Onoda felt lost. The country he had given his entire life for no longer existed, not in the way he remembered it. Modern Japan was unrecognizable to him. So he left. He moved to Brazil, started a cattle farm, built a quiet new life far from the cameras. Here's what I keep thinking about. Onoda was never crazy. He wasn't delusional. By every measure, he was doing exactly what he was trained to do, being loyal, being disciplined, following orders. Which makes you wonder, how many of us are still fighting wars that already ended? How many of us are loyal to a version of the world or of ourselves that no longer exists? Hiroo Onoda finally got his orders to stop. Most of us never do. If this story shook you, there's more where that came from. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one.